I'm sure a lot of people out there have stories about the time they kicked their brother or their brother kicked them. But this isn't one of those stories. This is a story about the time that I kicked a snake at my brother. And that might seem a little far-fetched, but sometimes life is stranger than fiction. This started when my brother Rick and I were floating down the creek at Flint Creek on a canoe. It wasn't really a canoe, I guess it was more like a rowboat type of a thing. It's just a little boat. And as we're floating down the creek, we come to a place where the water's not too deep, maybe 3 or 4 feet deep. And it's getting kind of boring because all you're doing is just floating along the creek, and might sound exciting if you've never done that, but if you do stuff like that a lot, then after a while it gets kind of boring. So I told my brother that I think I'm going to jump out of the boat and swim around for a while. And I tried to talk him into jumping out of the boat with me, and we could have fun swimming and playing in the water. My brother Rick, that I've told you about, who's afraid of snakes, his first response was, "There's no way I'm getting in that water, because there's water moccasins in the water." Last time we talked about copperheads. Water moccasins are equally venomous, but they stay in the water, and usually you can just see them as their head kind of pops up out of the... They still have to breathe, so their head keeps popping up out of the water as they swim along through the water. But I looked around and didn't see any snakes, so, and I wasn't as afraid of snakes as he was, I guess. So I jump in the water and I swim around. Knowing me, I probably splashed water at him and did some crazy stuff like that until I got tired of swimming in the water and decided to get back in the boat. So I swam up to the side of the boat, kind of holding on to the side of it like this. The sides of the boat are only like a foot out of the water, so it wasn't that hard to climb back in. As I go to climb back in, I have to kick my leg up over the side of the boat so I can kind of crawl in the boat. And apparently, just as I go to kick my leg up over the side of the boat to crawl into it, there must have been a water moccasin swimming by on top of the water, because my leg caught that water moccasin, threw it up in the air, and then it came down and landed right in the middle of the boat, right at my brother's feet. And so my brother lets out a scream, jumps out of the boat, which probably I would have too. And the only thing I can really remember was I'm laughing my head off, and he's now in the water. I said to him, "I thought you said you weren't going to get out of the boat." And I don't remember how we got the snake out of the boat or how that story ended. That's all I remember, was asking him that question. The end.